2 in the morning. You wake up in the middle of the silence. It's not an ordinary silence. It's a total absence of sound that makes your skin crawl. The refrigerator isn't making its usual hum, and the numbers on the microwave clock have disappeared. You grab your phone, and there are no signal bars. Just a message, saying no service. You walk to the window, and see something you've never witnessed before. Your entire neighborhood is plunged into absolute darkness. Not a single street light on. Not a single light in any neighbor's window. Only in the distance, on the horizon, you notice a strange orange glow that shouldn't be there. You try to make a call, but the silence is deafening. There's no dial tone, no voicemail. You open your messaging apps, and the texts won't send. The last message from a friend arrived 3 hours ago and said, "Did you see the news? They say the situation could get much worse." At that moment, a thought you've been ignoring for months surfaces inside you. Maybe it's time to leave right now. But as you stand in your dark living room, you realize you have no idea where to start. You don't know where to go, what to pack, or how much gas is left in the car. Where are the documents? In the folder on the shelf, or in the desk drawer? You wonder if the main highway is still open, or if they've already closed it. You think about whether the tent fits in the trunk, or if you should leave it behind. And what are you going to do with the cat? As you get lost in these questions, 10 minutes pass, then 20, then half an hour. You're still there frozen. But outside, the first sounds of chaos are already beginning. Doors slamming, engines starting, and shouting in the parking lot. The city is waking up, and it's terrified. In an hour, the streets will be gridlocked with traffic, and in 2 hours, it will be impossible to leave. In 3 hours, you will deeply regret not having moved in the first 5 minutes. I didn't make this video to scare you, but so that when that moment comes, you don't freeze. Today, we're going to break down the complete system for evacuating a city within 120 minutes. You will learn what to do from the very first second you make the decision, until you reach a safe point outside the danger zone. We'll analyze the routes, the belongings, and the mistakes almost everyone makes that can cost lives. Let's begin. First 15 minutes. Decisions and preparations. The most costly mistake during an emergency is hesitation. People lose crucial time, not because they pack slowly, but because they can't make the decision to leave. They wait. They call family members to ask what to do. And when they finally decide, the window of opportunity has closed. Rule number 1. If you're thinking about whether you should evacuate, you're already late. You have to act immediately. From minute 1 to minute 3, you need to assess the situation with 3 basic questions. How serious is the problem? How much time do you really have? And who is with you? It's not the same to go alone as it is to go with children, elderly people, or pets. Your entire action plan depends on these initial answers. From minute 3 to 10 is the time to pack. 90% of people make the mistake of packing as if they were going on vacation. They choose warm clothes, too many chargers, and 3 pairs of shoes. 20 minutes later, they have a huge bag they can't carry, while the documents and first aid kit are still forgotten in a drawer. The principle is simple. First, what saves lives, then comfort. What saves lives are documents and cash. Everything must be in a single folder you can grab in 10 seconds. Remember that without electricity, ATMs will be dead. Cash will be your only currency. You also need a first aid kit with pain relievers, antiseptics, bandages, and any medication you take daily. If you forget your insulin, no tactical backpack will save you. Don't forget 1.5 liters of water per person per day, and non-perishable food like cans, bars, and nuts. Pack warm clothes, even if it's summer. Basic tools: a knife, a flashlight, a lighter, rope, and duct tape. From minute 10 to 15, you need to take care of transportation. Your gas tank should always be, at a minimum, at half capacity. Don't wait for the crisis to start to go to the gas station, because they'll be without power or have 2-hour lines. Always make sure you have a spare tire, a jack, and a gas can, with extra fuel in the trunk. The route, where to go, and how to get there. Most people think about going to a family member's house in some small town. It makes sense. But you won't be the only one with that plan. Thousands of people will head to the main highways at the same time, and you'll end up stuck in endless gridlock. Rule number 1. The main route is a trap. You must have at least 3 routes prepared to leave the city. The basic route via the main highway, a backup route through industrial areas, and an emergency route along rural roads that don't appear on digital navigation apps. You need to have these routes printed on paper because without electricity, your phone will be useless. A paper map in the glove compartment is more valuable than the best smartphone in a crisis. Rule number 2. Have a specific destination. Don't just drive out of the city aimlessly. You must have an exact address where you know you can spend the night. Without a clear destination, you're nothing more than a refugee adrift. Rule number 3. Avoid bottlenecks. Bridges, tunnels, and highway interchanges will become traps where you'll be stopped for hours. Mark them on your map in advance. Sometimes a detour of an extra 6 miles can save you 2 hours of waiting. Rule number 4. Move early. For every 30 minutes of delay, traffic doubles. If you leave within the first hour, the roads will be clear. And always consider the option few want to face: going on foot. If routes are blocked, an adult with a light backpack can cover 30 miles in 10 hours. Common mistakes almost everyone makes. The first mistake is taking too many things. People fill the car so much that they lose visibility. They load televisions and bags of heavy clothes. This overloads the vehicle, and if you have to abandon the car and continue on foot, you won't be able to carry almost anything. The rule is 1 backpack per person. Whatever doesn't fit stays behind. The second mistake is not having cash. It's useless to have knives in your backpack if you don't have a single bill in your pocket. In the first days of a crisis, gas and food are paid for exclusively with physical money. The third mistake is not notifying your loved ones. The family must have a pre-agreed meeting point. If there's no phone signal, everyone must know that we'll meet at such and such a place. A single prior agreement prevents the family from falling apart in the chaos. The fourth mistake is blindly following the navigation app. The system will send you to the same gridlock as everyone else. Use your head and your paper map. The fifth mistake is forgetting about fuel. Half a tank might seem enough, but with traffic jams and detours, the needle will hit empty much sooner. Always keep a container of 2 to 5 gallons in the trunk. The sixth mistake is making impulsive decisions based on rumors. If someone shouts that the road is blocked, many will change route toward a dead end. Stick to your original plan until you have irrefutable proof that it isn't working. The seventh mistake is not considering the time of day. The ideal time to move is the early morning, between 4 and 5 in the morning. Most people are still sleeping, and the roads are empty. After departure, the first day, outside the city, imagine you're already on the highway, and the city is behind you. The first thing is not to stop unless it's absolutely necessary. Every stop is wasted time and a potential risk. You don't know who's around the corner. In the first hours of a crisis, people remain calm, but after a day, civility disappears. The second thing is to secure water upon reaching your destination. Immediately look for the nearest source: a well, a spring, or a river. Tap water may stop flowing if pumping stations lose power. The third thing is to establish communication. If the mobile network isn't working, try an FM radio or a walkie-talkie. That could be your only contact channel to find out what's happening. Fourth, don't draw attention. Once settled, avoid lighting visible fires or talking loudly. In the first days of a crisis, immodesty and discretion equal safety. What can you do right now? I know you might think all of this is just theory, but history has shown that those who were prepared left first and saved themselves. Those who waited spent the night in traffic jams and lost their loved ones in the chaos. Preparation only takes one afternoon. Today, you can do 5 basic things. First, gather your documents and cash in a single folder. Second, put together an emergency backpack with a first aid kit, water, flashlight, and warm clothes. Leave it by the front door. Third, open the map of your city and plot those 3 exit routes. to put in the glove compartment. Fourth, go to the gas station and fill your car's tank right now. Fifth, talk to your family and designate that meeting point. This is the basic responsibility of an adult who understands that the world doesn't always work as planned. You have exactly 120 minutes to react, but that time doesn't start when the power goes out. It starts now, while you have internet and the chance to prepare. Subscribe, give us a like, and tell me in the comments if you already have an evacuation plan, or how long it would take you to leave your city. See you in the next video. Be ready.